Good afternoon, everyone. This is Dr. Alison DiBarto Goggin with Little Black Medicine, and today I wanted to chat with you about how gluten can affect hormones. So yesterday I released my Going Gluten-Free program. It's free, and all you have to do is sign up. I'll put the link to the program below in the comments, and we really dive deep into the physiology about gluten, how it affects the body, and really dive into autoimmune conditions. So gluten sensitivity is a little bit different than celiac or a true allergy, and is commonly mistaken for thyroid disease, osteoporosis, lupus, diabetes. So if you're struggling with even things like fibromyalgia, ADD, psoriasis, and nothing's working, which is the most common complaint that I hear, right? That you've tried everything, nothing's working, I would strongly suggest doing a trial of going gluten-free, and I go through how to do it on the program for you as well. So the number one reason that gluten affects your hormones is because gluten increases inflammation in the body. So if you have leaky gut, if you have leaky blood-brain barrier, if you have adrenal issues, you're going to increase the inflammation in your body and your immune system. When you increase inflammation, you throw off estrogen, which also will then hurt your progesterone because they have to be in a balance and a ratio. So when you have things like estrogen dominance, you're going to have major PMS, mood, anxiety, depression, breast tenderness, clotting with your period, painful periods, really heavy bleeding. And so most people go, well, I'll just take birth control, or I'm just going to take this supplement, or we'll use oils, and that's great. It will help. But until you get that inflammation down, your hormones are always going to be out of balance. So getting gluten out of your system will reduce the inflammation in part, and then we can work on nutritional oils, other supplements to help you get the inflammation down. So if you are peri or postmenopausal and struggling with brain fog, fatigue, insomnia, hot flashes, inflammation is going to be the number one factor that you need to focus on. So most people, again, go right to the adrenals, and those are really important, especially for menopause time. But if you don't get that inflammation down, you're never going to get your estrogen right, and you're never going to balance your hormones. So number one, get the inflammation down by taking out the gluten. It can be that easy, okay? So the next reason that gluten affects your hormones is because when you have leaky gut, will turn into autoimmune conditions. And again, I go deeper into the physiology. I just wanted to do a quick introduction for you on gluten and hormones. So when you have gluten and you have leaky gut, the gluten goes through, that protein doesn't break down, it goes through, your immune system sees it as an attacker, it will tag it, so the entire immune system says, well, if you see this protein and it looks like this, attack it, kill it. Well, gluten protein looks very, very similar to the thyroid, to the brain, and to the ovaries and testes. Basically, every organ kind of looks like protein of gluten, which is why there's so many autoimmune conditions associated with gluten sensitivity and celiac as well. So if you have PCOS, endometriosis, or any other hormone condition, especially with the thyroid, it could be related to gluten causing an increase in tissue destruction. So especially if you struggle with infertility and your ovaries aren't functioning correctly, get tested for the autoimmune condition, the anti-Mullerian hormone, but also look at gluten and how that's affecting your body. Do a trial, do a blood test, see what's going on there for you. And then the last thing is that gluten, of course, can attack the brain as well. So like I mentioned, if you have a leaky blood-brain barrier, or if you have a tendency towards autoimmune conditions, research has shown the brain and the nerves are the first to be attacked. So if you have brain fog, if you have headaches, if you have trouble with memory or balance or dizziness, cut out the gluten. Start there. It's free. It's easy, right? We can do this together. So when your brain is attacked, your brain controls everything in your body, right? So your hypothalamus and your pituitary signal out hormones to your thyroid, your adrenals, your ovaries. And what happens if your brain's under attack, your brain's inflamed, it's not going to send out the right messages. So your ovaries, your adrenals, and your thyroid are not going to be functioning the way they need to be. So cutting out the gluten, lowering the inflammation, decreasing the immune attack on your thyroid, your ovaries, adrenals, and your brain will help calm down these overreactions, will help drop the inflammation. It'll help improve the signaling of your hormones over time. Now, it's not just the only thing that you have to do. There's a lot more work to do, a lot of testing to figure out what else is going on, what's being disrupted in the body from a functional medicine point of view. But this is just a quick introduction to how gluten can affect your hormones. And again, I will drop the link to my Going Gluten-Free program in the comments. It's free to sign up, scroll through the information, learn a lot more about the physiology of gluten, leaky gut, autoimmune conditions, hormones, and how to start going gluten-free in your everyday life. So if you have any questions, feel free to message me here at Little Black Bag Medicine on Facebook. You can schedule a free consultation or message me to sign up. And then we can just get you started on a program that works best for you. We can look at blood work, we can do food sensitivity testing, we can do autoimmune testing to make sure that you are on the right plan for you to help support your body in the best way. All right, thanks for tuning in, and we'll chat tomorrow. Thanks.